There are growing concerns that the increase in illegal migration attempts from Africa, the Caribbean, and South America could potentially affect St. Kitts and Nevis. In 2023, boats carrying Haitian migrants who were reportedly trying to reach the U.S. Virgin Islands ended up in St. Kitts and Nevis waters. Shortly after, another boat carrying African migrants who originated from Antigua and Barbuda was rescued by a boat captain and the St. Kitts Nevis Coast Guard after drifting into local waters. More recently, a boat with 19 bodies was discovered off the coast of Nevis and brought ashore by the Coast Guard. Identification documents found on that vessel indicated that some of the deceased were citizens of Mali. This raises an important question. What is the St. Kitts Nevis policy on addressing illegal migration that ends up on its shores? This question was posed to Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew during his latest roundtable with the media.
The official policy of the government is to work with the United Nations and regional Red Cross and so forth. We get the significant input as to how we should handle these people, because there are issues of human rights that we respect as a country. However, you have people coming in, they would have broken our laws, and so the law enforcement will get involved. They can't just be set free. They have to be brought in. And so, of course, they will go through that whole process. But once you recognize that these might be refugees, then there is an international treaty that governs that. And we seek the UN always, the Red Cross, of how we should manage that. And they can help us to do it. So from a law enforcement perspective, there is a process. The process is not just to set you out on the road. We don't know who you are, why you are here. All those things we need to know. Are you a threat?
Social commentator and former government minister Dwyer Astafan expressed concerns about this issue in one of his recent weekly radio commentaries.
2 incidents in just 2 years present a challenge for us here in St. Kitts Nevis. These situations can be costly and challenging, not just for governments, but for us, the people. We have to be very careful. And obvious questions about all of this are whether these occurrences will now be a trend. If so, how will we handle them? Will human trafficking, refugees, asylum seekers, and so forth become a greater challenge for us in the future? Or will the efforts in the north to tighten up their borders lead to a decrease in these incidents? And even if the numbers of people entering the countries of the north are reduced, the pressure inside the countries of the south will drive their people to seek refuge anyway. And they will go wherever they can once they believe that that other place is better than their home country.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Drew disclosed that the Haitian migrants who arrived in 2023 and were temporarily residing in the country while the government sought advice from the United Nations have since departed.
Those who came from Haiti, after we analyzed that they were not security threat and so forth, they came from Dominica. We related to Dominica about, returning them and so forth. So that process was going through. They got integrated with the Haitian community after they were deemed no threats. And then, I guess people after a while, some of them just decided they moved on. They moved on. Yeah, they moved on. Yes, the Africans, for the most part, they moved on as well. People are migrating and, and they're moving on. They didn't set out to come to St. Kitts and Nevis. We were just transit for many of them, and some of them just move on.
Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.